Today we're going to be talking about 5 traits of a great quarterback. Now the first trait we're going to be going over today is quick decision making. So as a quarterback, pre-snap, you need to have something called a pre-snap process. So my pre-snap process when I played was always, I'm going to look at the safeties, I'm going to look at the corners, and then I'm going to work to the box. And that's going to tell me what coverage it would be. And then what I would do is I would find out who my read key defender is to help with that decision making process. So let's keep it real simple. Let's say I have a doubles concept on the left side of the field, a fade from the outside receiver, slot receiver's running a 5-yard out. My read key on that play is the corner. If it's a 2-eye safety look, that corner is going to tell me if it's cover 2 or if it's cover 4. If it's cover 4, that corner on the outside is going to backpedal and I'm going to throw the 5-yard out. If it's cover 2, that corner is going to sit in the flats and I'm going to throw that fade ball on a line before the safety can get there. So you need to have that process down to a T to where it is quick, one breath, one thought, you walk up to the line so you can make quicker decisions. Also, fellas, if you're a QB watching this, we're going to be traveling out to 15 different locations across the U.S. for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver training camps this offseason. So guys, check out that very first link in the description below if you're interested, if you would like to sign up to attend. We're going to be coming out to San Francisco, California, Orlando, Florida, Phoenix, Arizona, Charlotte, North Carolina, Las Vegas, Nevada, Seattle, Washington, Chicago, Illinois, Newark, New Jersey. Then we'll be heading out to Birmingham, Alabama, Houston, Texas. Then we'll be coming out to Boston, Massachusetts, Columbus, Ohio, Boise, Idaho, and finishing off our tour in Los Angeles, California. So guys, want some more information, want to sign up to work with myself and my staff of coaches for 2 whole days, check out that very first link in the description below. Second trait of a great quarterback is going to be changing levels, or I guess you could say touch on throws. So if I got to throw like over a defender, or I have to throw like a touch corner, one of the mistakes that a lot of quarterbacks will make is that they will throw the ball and they will have the same type of, I guess you could say, rotation. They'll go back with the ball, they'll rotate their shoulders, everything will come through, and then they try to stop their release point. And that's why the ball will kind of fade up, fade inside. Guys, you want to keep a nice fluid motion, but what you want to do when you change levels of your throws, that you want to slow down your core. So your rotation's the same with your shoulders, your front foot is the same, but you're not firing your hips, you're still rotating your hips, but it's a slower process. And that can help you take a little bit of velocity off the ball so you can throw over a defender or drop the ball in a bucket. Next trait of a great quarterback is great leadership skills. I think, guys, a lot of times quarterbacks, or especially younger quarterbacks, it's very tempting to try to play the blame game. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't able to do my job because the offensive line didn't block, the receivers didn't run the right routes, that receiver dropped the ball, etc. And you cannot have that attitude if you're going to be the leader of anything. That comes down to life, it comes down to business, it comes down to football. Like, you can't lead by blaming everybody else. Like, yeah, maybe they didn't do their job, but honestly, it's on you at the end of the day. As a quarterback, you are in a leadership position, and your job is to make sure everybody around you knows their job. That's part of our job. That's why quarterback is the hardest position in all of sports. So if your receiver ran the wrong route, that's on you. You have to have that attitude, that's on me. I need to make sure that that guy knows what he is doing, so maybe spend extra time with him after practice, after the game, going over his routes. Offensive line didn't block right, that's on us. You got to make sure that they know their assignments if they missed a block or didn't pick up a blitz. So have that accountability attitude as a QB. Now the next trait of a great quarterback is being able to throw with great velocity. So one tip that helped me a ton to be able to help me get more juice on my throws, more velocity on my throws, is keeping my weight back as I take a step to the target. I was always taught as a QB to push all of my weight forward to create the front stride, to get power off of my back leg. But what that does is that will disengage your back hip. It's all about your hip rotating before your shoulder and before the ball. There should be a whipping effect, and that whipping effect is a concept called torque, which is actually how we get power. So how you can get that whipping effect is by keeping your weight back. So if you're throwing a pass, you want to step, but you want to keep your head even with your knee and your foot when that front foot gets down as long as possible, because when you stay back like this, that allows your shoulders to rotate back, and then when you drive with your hips, it fires through before the shoulders. So if you can work on keeping your weight back as you take a step to the target, that's going to help you get a ton more power on the ball. Now the next trait of a great quarterback is the ability to throw on the run. So I'm going to give a quick rundown of throwing on the run mechanics. You get some pressure in the pocket, you got to be able to get out, extend the play with your feet, and be a passer first and get the ball to your receivers. So when you're throwing on the run, the main key is that if you're a right-handed quarterback, we are not stepping with my left foot, we are stepping with my throwing side foot. So if I'm throwing over here to the right, I want to step with my throwing side foot in the direction of the target. When I get that foot down, that's when I want to rotate my shoulders and separate my hands. This position right here, you're going to feel a stretch in your body, that's torque. Just like how when I throw from the pocket, I want to step to the target, I want my shoulders to go back, and I want my weight to stay back so I can feel that stretch, and that stretch is that whip on the ball or velocity on the ball. So if I'm on the run, I want to step, I want to rotate, and to bring this ball through, my left foot kicks through same time as my hand goes through. And if you can work on those mechanics, you'll be a much more consistent passer on the run. Drill you could do is stand stand in front of like a partner, maybe 10 yards away, and you just step with your right foot at them, rotate your shoulders, and then kick on through. And that type of drill or that type of movement can help you get more consistent in a live game scenario.